All right, guys. Welcome to Rant and Chill, a channel where I like to rant and I like to chill. Here we're going to be chilling, talking about the song When I'm Alone by The Warning. This is not a reaction video. If you're expecting that, you're going to be disappointed. This is a review. We're talking about the song, the lyrics, and all that, digging a little bit deeper than what can be done during an initial reaction. Anyway. If you like this sort of thing, press the like button, share, and subscribe. If you haven't checked out the warnings when I'm alone already, I strongly recommend that you do. That way this video would make more sense to you. Maybe you could do it and then come back or do it at the same time, whatever. Either way. If I were to describe this song in any way, just in one word, I would say tender. I would say vulnerable. Vulnerable is a good way. Or even raw. Very real. But it's two words. But it's musically and lyrically, the song is very concise. It doesn't try to be anything that it's not. It is a very real, down to earth, kind of simple in ways. It's not a very complex song. It's not trying to be complex. It's just about delivering a very real feel. It's just a real insight into dealing with mental illness, with depression. Okay. In fact, let's talk about where this song came from. Now, of course, I might be wrong here, and so let me know in the comments section and all this. But I believe, from what I understand, from what I've read online from other fans, that Danny wrote this as a kind of a homework assignment. Homework assignment when she was studying for music in Berkeley in college. Keep in mind, she was still like a kid, not a college kid, but a kid. Okay. But when she was doing that, she came up with this. The class assignment was to write a song, and what she wrote was a song where she was dealing with her own depression during the time, and this is what she came up with. So. And it wasn't just depression. I believe it was also homesickness as well. All right. So, which makes sense because when you hear the song, and it is so well done, you hear Danny's voice singing. And, whenever a singer's starting without the music or right on cue with the music, especially singing the way that she does, it's just, it already starts off very vulnerable. It's like, You have to be confident with what you are doing with it, right? To be comfortable singing in that sort of way. Does that make sense? I think it does. But now let's take a look at the lyrics here, and ask what's going on with the song, what it means, and all that. Okay, so I'll just say again, I'm not obviously a czar of the lyrics here. It's music, it's art, it can be interpreted in many ways. While generally, I think we could all agree it's about mental illness and depression. I think we may have some differences, various, based on how we see the lines, how we interpret them. But this song, When I'm Alone, I think explores themes of isolation, inner turmoil, and a discrepancy between one's external appearance, like how we present ourselves, and how we feel in the inside, our inner, internal, emotional states. So, the opening line, full of color on the outside, but only see in black and white. So on the outside, you present yourself as very sunny, as very bright, right? There's a contrast there, though. While on the outside, you may present yourself in a certain way, in a way people would like, people expect. But in the inside, internally, you're only seeing in black and white, right? But the way that is, that line there to me shows a very big contrast between, what others expect of us and how we see it for ourselves. May even feel drained. Okay, right? And I could see how Danny could say this, would write this, how at a young age, going through, college for music and going through everything, it had to have been draining at times, but it's in exhausting and very challenging. But she stuck with it anyway, right? And thank God she did. Next line, having hope but not enough, reaching out to find no one. This line here, these lyrics, I think convey a sense of longing and desperation for connection or support. Okay, Danny, when she sings this, I think is trying to convey that she has hope, but she struggles to find anyone who could truly understand how she feels and can provide support. I think that's what you're getting here. And then the line, am I the only soul to have lost all control? This line I think reflects a sense of powerlessness and isolation. It's a feeling that I think we've all experienced. That's why I think it's a very real song. It's very easy to relate to. It's very real. When Danny sings this, she's questioning whether she is the only one going through this experience. Okay, emphasizing her feeling of being alone with her struggles. Now, I think we all feel this way at times, right? We feel like what we're experiencing is unlike what others are experiencing. We might even have some empathy, be like, sure, other people deal with depression and sadness and homesickness in different ways, but is it the same way? Is it as bad as how I'm dealing with it or how you are dealing with it, right? We catch ourselves in this moments, right? The line, it gets hard to breathe, stuck in between on what has become my fake reality. Now this is pretty deep. The mention of breathing difficulties, I should say, that symbolizes obviously suffocation and the feeling of living in a false or pretentious reality. Okay, so Danny here is, when she's singing, is conveying that feeling of, feeling trapped between the true self and the facade they present to the world. And which one is the facade, right? Which one is the true self, right? Do you ever catch yourself thinking about that? Having some moment of reflection and just really letting your thoughts kind of ruminate there. Sometimes it's easier not to think about that stuff, right? And then the line, there's no escape from the voice in my head. It's driving me crazy. Now this, when Danny sings this, the voice in the head obviously represents the inner turmoil, okay? The inner turmoil and self-doubt that Danny is grappling with. The inner voice is causing Danny stress here. And being a drain on the mental well-being. Something that we could all relate to. Something that we've all experienced to some degree, right? I imagine so right there. And you gotta think too, like Danny, from what I understand, as mentioned earlier, was dealing with her own depression and homesickness. Like, I can only imagine the amount of pressure she felt internally, right? And I mean, she obviously did not succumb to it. She obviously fought through that feeling and triumphed anyway, right? But it's not like there wasn't hard work and discipline put into it. I mean, she could have tapped out. I mean, if we were in that situation, in that same situation she was in with her sisters, would we handle it the same way, right? I don't know. Probably not. Then the line, but nobody knows what I'm dragging alone. But nobody knows what I'm dragging along. Nobody knows what I'm dragging along when I'm alone. Oh, here Danny is burdened by the hidden emotional weight, and no one is aware of her struggles. The loneliness and isolation are heavily reinforced in that line. And then I'm about to tear off this page but it's something I can't erase. Oh, you can tear the page, but you can't erase it. Look at that. Oh. So it's kind of stuck on that page. Someone else could find it unless you burn that page. Unless you burn it, right? That imagery suggests, I believe, a desire to start fresh and escape her current situation. But the past cannot be erased. It is the past. It is that. You could try to trick yourself otherwise, but it is what it is. Here in this situation, I think Danny is trying to say that she may want to change their circumstances, but feel stuck. Now, this could be like Danny, like in this moment. Think about it. The sisters were, they're a fresh start, a fresh beginning, and they're very early in their career, right? And it's like, do we do this? Do we continue doing this? Can I do this? Am I just a simple, let's just say it, am I just a simple girl? Am I supposed to just be a simple girl living a typical, simple girl life? Is that to be expected? Don't clip that out, guys. I could see that. I mean, obviously, I think that's the struggle here. Like, what is expected of her, what people expect of her, right? And what she wants to do, well, obviously with her life, what she wants to do in this situation, but she's dealing with that inner voice, with the self-doubt. That self-doubt is gnawing at her, okay? Like I said, very real song. Then the line, and every day I'll try to keep my feelings hidden inside. Now we do this too. Sometimes we drink our feelings. Now this is just cool tiger coffee. It's actually water. I'm drinking I'm recording this late. I'm not drinking coffee right now. Okay. But in this line, I think Danny's trying to, well, obviously convey that she's trying to attempting to conceal her emotions and maintain a facade of strength to face the world. Now, lately, I did a reaction to Danny performing this, and she was by herself playing the acoustic. I forgot what the venue was called. It was recent. It was like in October 2023. And midway through, she starts crying. And now I understand why she starts crying. Really taking a moment to really look at the lyrics here and really just take a moment to let it sink in and what it's really about, what's going on there. And understanding when she wrote this and what she was going through when she wrote this. Now, that really puts perspective on this song and really drives it home. I understand why she's crying then, because this is a song that reflects like inner struggle. Like, she didn't know she could do this. She didn't know she could become a rock star and be on the MTV Awards and be endorsed by Pepsi and have amazing fans and just make kick-ass music, be a riff master. Okay, she didn't know that, right? You can't really see that. You can't see that at all. They had no idea that was going to happen, but they took a shot and they tried, and of course it worked out for them, right? But it's not like it wasn't scary, and it's not like we've all been there. Well, I said we all have been there, in meaning that you may have a situation that's relatable, that may be very challenging for you, right? You might feel that self-doubt. You might feel your confidence eroding. You might feel like you are questioning everything you do, like maybe doubting if this is even like your real self or your fake self. What are you doing? Are you just pretending like you want to do this thing, or do you really want to do it? You've been in those moments before where you severely doubted yourself, right? But anyway, overall, I believe that When I'm Alone conveys a sense of inner conflict, loneliness, and the burden of hiding one's true emotions. I think these lyrics explore the tension between the public image and the private struggles of Danny, highlighting the isolation and the longing for understanding and support. Understanding and support that I think she received. I think she got what she wanted, right? I would imagine so. Unless there's something else under these lyrics. And if you were aware of anything else, let me know in the comment section. Like I said, not a lyric czar. I'm just a simple guy, a simple man. Okay, and so I mean, when I look at the lyrics, I look at it, be like, okay, well, this is what it means to me. You might be like, that's a nice start. Let's go deeper. Let's talk about this. You might definitely be much more aware of the little things that Danny does or says or has said before in the past. Be like, you know what? There's this line, and this is what it means, and really the song is about this. While we know generally it's about dealing with loneliness and depression and those moments of, conflict, inner conflict, it could be like, what exactly is causing it, right? For in this particular, for Danny. Anyway, with that said, you guys let me know what you thought about this, and y'all take it easy. Have a good one.